Hello, it's Julie here, and I thought I would do today a little brow specific video for you guys. It's been a while since I made a video, and I was thinking brows would be fun. So I'm gonna do sort of two different styles. One is sort of a basic brow for those of you who just really want to fill them in and make them look nice. And then I'm gonna do sort of like an elevated brow for those of you like me who sort of want a more crisp and pronounced eyebrow. So to start, some of you have great eyebrows. Some of you don't need to do much. You do a little tweezing, a little trimming, and you have these gorgeous, thick, perfectly arched brows. And enough, you're making us all jealous for those of us who have tweezed and tweezed or they're fading. If that's you, then yeah, just like really get them groomed, get a nice clear brow gel and, you know, brush them every day, sweep that through and go for it. For those of you who don't have that, that's what I'm here for. So if you are missing brows, if you are a blonde or a ginger and your brows don't really show up, brows are what frame the eye. So I really think it is important. It's one of the first things I put on after base when I'm doing a client. The next thing I put on is the brow, because then I can see the definition of the eye so well. So I'm gonna start with a basic brow. So I'm using the Arbonne Shape It Up Brow Pencil in medium, and I'm also gonna use some of the Shape It Up Tinted Brow Cream in light medium. So to start, this is the way I do it. So like as you can see, my brows here aren't that pronounced, then they are darker and a bit thicker through here, and then light as well. So you want your brow to have a start point and you want your brow to have an end point. A mistake a lot of people make is they just kind of give up somewhere around here. You always want to finish it. So what I would do is just, again, I'm following what I already have. So I'm not doing anything really extra except following what I have. And as you can see, I'm using these really soft, light strokes. That's all you want to do. You don't want to draw like a pencil and make big, long strokes. You want to just use soft feather strokes. And then you always want to come through here and finish the brow. And then you just want to check, make sure that you have it all filled in. Then you take the other side. This is called a spoolie brush, and it's so that it always remains just an empty brush for brushing. And then what you do is you brush it all together. So you brush the hairs, but you're also brushing the product. What that's gonna do is it's gonna break it up so that instead of having like a heavy line of color or it feeling heavy, and again, if this is like you just want to fill them in so they have a little bit of shape, then this just breaks it up ever so softly and just makes it look really natural. And I can see just like right there, I want a little bit more. And again, it's just, it breaks it up, makes it natural. It also, like the bristles of the brush will break it up to look a bit more like a hair. Okay, so that's just it. So that's, again, just, you know, for me, this is going to the gym or running out to run some errands. But for you, this might be enough. And if it is, that's awesome. Rock on. I'm going to just grab my mirror because now I'm going to go for this one. And this one is a bit more. So I'll get in a little bit closer, but I'm going to follow my mirror. So for this one, I want more definition. So I literally draw a bit of a line along the bottom shape that I want. So you can see, see how I sort of have that angle? So it's like now I've got like a pronounced line on the bottom. Do you see that? Okay, good. And then I'm gonna sort of do the same thing on the top. So again, this is me drawing a line. And you can see now, see how now I have like a truly defined bottom up into my peak and a truly defined top into my peak. Okay, so then next I'm going to take it and I am going to use those little strokes and I'm going to fill in the middle, right? And so now I have this great shape and now the middle is coming together. And then when I get to the end, see that okay? And then I'm going to come down and follow the shape that I have. But again, I'm going to make sure that it stands up to the rest. So I'm not going to fade this off and let it fade into the darkness. It's got to be strong too. So see how now, you guys can see that, I'm sure. It has like a real strong, defined look to it. And now I'm still going to use this because I want all my brow hairs nice and uniform. And I want to soften just the edges because I don't want it to look harshly drawn. I just want that really sharp shape. Now I'm going to take the brow cream and I'm actually going to show you on both. So this one, it's really nice because then you can use it to just sort of like finish it. If you have really long brows, this is a nice thing to just sort of hold them in place. And I'm using like a really soft pressure, like I'm just skimming the hair, and this will hold it in shape. Because it's a brow cream, it'll give it kind of like a bit of stickiness almost, and that stickiness will hold it, and it has a bit of color. So if I press harder, I'm gonna get color, but if I just kind of graze it, then I'm good, I've got my shape, I'm happy. If I feel like it's too dark or it needs any more blending, grab, you know, pull out that spoolie brush and just go through it and make sure that it's exactly as you want it. And then for this side, I'm gonna run it through with a bit more pressure. And again, I like this texture of the cream because then it holds all day and it holds the color all day and it won't fade. So there, I have my brow on. So as you can see, there's not a huge difference. It's just that this one has like a bit more like shape and definition. This one is a bit softer and there's parts where I could add to it if I want to, or if that even feels like it might be too much for you, then continue to just brush it out until you get the shape and consistency that you want. Obviously, a good brow will definitely start with the right shape. So get to someone who knows how to shape the brow, or you know, follow an online tutorial or something like that. But once you've got the shape, you just fill it in. But I hope this encourages you to put your brows on because they're so important and they're so much fun. And look at all these fun things you can do with your brows. So listen, if you have any questions about your brows, comment below, shoot me a message, let me know. I'd love to answer your questions. And happy brow shaping. I'd love for you to try it. Don't be afraid. Brows look so good when they're filled in. Start small, baby steps, brush it lots. You've got this. Talk to you soon, guys. Check me out at makeupbyjulie.ca.